Hey, Wimberg World Entertainment, and we have a brand new trailer to take a look at for this movie right here called Hope, which is a South Korean movie. It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, and the one thing about the trailer is you don't notice two names that are mentioned here, which is Alicia Vikander and Michael Fassbender, but apparently there's a very good reason for that. We're going to take a look at the trailer. I've already taken a quick look at it. I think it looks very interesting, but we'll take a look at it and then I'll show you a bit of an article that kind of talks about it, because the reactions from Cannes is kind of all over the place apparently. But here is the trailer for Hope, so take a look at this. Alright, so there's the trailer, and I think it looks really interesting, and I think this could be a banger. If you've watched any of the South Korean movies, sci-fi, horror, whatever, on Netflix, you know you're generally in for an incredibly good time. But, as again I've said, it stars Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander. However, where are they in the trailer? You might actually be looking at one of them right there. Yeah, apparently they played the aliens. That's right, apparently they played the aliens. So we're going to take a look at this article which talked about this and the premiere and where this actually comes from about this possibly being Alicia right here. Now, there does seem to be different versions of aliens because this looks very different to the big beastie things running around tearing people a new one. But it's saying here, South Korean filmmaker Nae Hong Jin's latest movie, Hope, held its world premiere during this year's Cannes Film Festival, and the first trailer and poster have been released online. The reactions from Cannes really are all over the map, with some critics won over by what sounds like a mix, this is weird, of sci-fi, comedy, action and gruesome horror, and others dismissing the movie as an overlong, tonally inconsistent, whatever that is, mess with terrible CGI. Now what's interesting is, I did not see any terrible CGI in that trailer, so the fact that some of them are saying it has terrible CGI is quite interesting. Now here's the other interesting part. Hope stars a bunch of South Korean names that I'm not going to try and pronounce to butcher them, with Michael Fassbender, Alicia Vikander and Taylor Russell as the alien invaders. So that's where we find out that they're apparently the aliens. So, okay. So, Vikander, when asked what convinced her to join the cast during the Cannes press conference, she said, "I just fell in love with Asian cinema. I was intrigued. I didn't think. I said yes. I think director Na is incredible, such a visionary, and I felt very honoured to be part of this film. As for Fassbender, Alicia told me to do it, because for anyone that doesn't know why she would tell him, they're married in real life together. So, Hong Jin revealed that a sequel is a definite possibility, and there's a script ready to go. So, it looks like they're talking about if this thing works really well, it's already gonna have a sequel in the works. Now, as you saw with that trailer, it did say, and this is, by the way, the poster, it did say that that the trailer is coming out in the fall. Or not the trailer, the movie's coming out in fall. I don't know, and it doesn't really specify whether that means it's coming out in cinemas in fall, or whether or not for the likes of Europe and stuff, whether it gets picked up by the likes of Netflix, which I think is a high probability. I don't see something quite like this being released in cinemas, which is unfortunate. You know, you look at a trailer like that and you think, this looks really cool and interesting. I wouldn't mind. It does have a bit of a Quiet Place feel to it with the beasties. You know, in terms of how they seem to move and their look, it looks a bit like the aliens in A Quiet Place. But overall, I like the look at this trailer. I do like watching the Korean movies and shows and stuff, and even the Japanese ones on Netflix. There's a lot of good, the likes of Sweet Home, that's a good one. Hellbound, that was another really good one. All of Us Are Dead, that was a good one. And there's one, the Jin Song Experiment. There's 2 seasons of that one. That one's really interesting as well, with the kind of monsters that goes on and how those monsters have come to be and stuff. But I really like this trailer. Again, I don't see where this idea of what did they say, bad CGI comes in. I didn't see any bad CGI. But then the fact that, like, we're being told, oh, the aliens apparently are Fassbender and stuff, and yeah, you can look at this face and you kind of think that has to be Alicia Vikander. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what this does, and more so where it ends up. Because again, will it be Netflix? Will it be Amazon? Will they actually put it on the big screen over here? Don't know. At least don't know as of now. But it says this fall, so I guess after the summer we shall find out. But I dig this trailer. I like the looks of the aliens, and there does seem to be different ones. There seems to be that big one that looks like the thing from A Quiet Place. There seems to be, I don't know whether it's the same type of one, but there does seem to be like somewhat of a smaller one that's kind of brown or gold in colour, which was the one that when the cop is running, it comes bursting across into the wall. And then there's these ones. So I'm interested. Yeah, sign me up. I'm on board. But what do you guys think? What do you think of this trailer? Do you like it? Does it get you interested? Have you ever watched any of the Korean movies and shows on Netflix that kind of delve into these type of things? Let us know. And of course, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.